How about that last night? 4-2. Backs against the wall in the Bronx, and the Royals show up in a big way. A little dicey start there in that first inning. Yanks got a couple of runners on, but Cole Reagan settled down and got the job done. And then the bullpen came up in a big way. You watch them all the time on the Royals TV broadcast. Rex Hudler is here on KCMO. Rex, what was your biggest takeaway from that Game 2 win last night?
Pete, I just love the resilience of our ball club, man. Matt Quatrero pulling all the right strings. What a manager the Royals have. J.J. Piccolo knew exactly who he was hiring, and the fact that he would hire 5 other coaches that are all top-notch. They're young, they're innovative, they're creative. There's so many great things about leadership by the Royals. Now the players, gosh, look at them. Sure enough, a couple of walks early was like, oh no, here we go again. But the talent of these players, especially Reagan's, Pete, is off the charts. These guys, they're obviously early. We never expected this to happen. But now, as they come back home and bring it home, it's so exciting to feel the vibes of 14 and 15 and the fans packing Kauffman Stadium. I can't wait to go to the Yard tomorrow. It's going to be so exciting, Pete, to see a wonderfully talented, believable team. I mean, these guys all believe in each other. I think the Yankees are in big trouble.
Well, you mentioned it there. For a young team that has not been on a stage like this, to go to New York, down 0-1, win Game 2, how big of a confidence boost is that, Rex, for a team that is still early in its tenure of learning how to win at this level?
Pete, it's amazing. Like I said, I went right to the head of the matter, and that's where the leadership that you have that instills that one-day-at-a-time philosophy. You fill the team with a couple of veterans who have been there and done it. Pham was a world champion last year, or he was in the World Series with Arizona. Some of these players, Yuli Gurriel, they really placed it good. Pasquatch will get going, and how about the captain? The captain, he got everything going. That 4 runs in that one inning, that's all it took, with some frenzy hitting, as we saw this season. Quite a few singles putting ball back together. We don't need the long ball. They do, but we don't. And you can pitch under bats, and that's exactly what we're seeing.
Rex Hudler is here on KCMO. Rex, they've done all this with Bobby Witt having a pretty quiet postseason thus far. He's 3 of 19 in the playoffs. He's 0 for 10 in these 2 games against the Yankees. When you look at that, do you say, wow, this team has won 3 of 4 playoff games without Bobby Witt playing that well? Or do you say, okay, we've done it this far, but we've got to get this guy going, and here's how we do it?
Oh, you would love that, but look what happened the first 2 games in Baltimore. Who won those games?
Yeah.
So look, don't forget about this kid. Now he looks human. That's what it is. My wife and I were watching the game last night at Arrowhead, watching the Chiefs. What a night for Kansas City last night. It was so great. The Royals' chants broke out several times during that Chiefs game. And we're watching this game, and I showed my wife, wow, we don't usually see Bobby baseball swing at pitches like that. She goes, that reminds me of you when you hit.
So is he pressing a little bit?
Yes, no question. Little over anxious. We haven't seen him swing at pitches like that all season long. So yeah, on a big stage, it's only natural that a player wants to, step outside. He knows he's the go-to guy, but he doesn't have to. He can be like the captain this year. Had one of his best offensive seasons because he knew the guy in back of him would get the job done. He didn't have to swing out of the zone. He would take his walks. Salvi had more walks this year than he's ever had in his career. And that was because he says, hey, I don't have to do it. Let somebody else do it. And Junior can certainly, with Pasquatch hitting behind him, and Vinny's going to erupt. And Bobby Witt Jr., he led the world in numbers at home. He loves performing in front of the Kauffman faithful. So beautiful to be able to be this excited on a Tuesday, looking forward to Wednesday. It's just a great time of year, Pete, and I really appreciate you letting me share my thoughts.
Well, absolutely. Rex Hudler's on KCMO, and we talked about it last week, but this team being aggressive, we saw it maybe hurt them in Game 1 with the Salvi move to home plate, and, maybe that was ill-timed in hindsight. But you saw, again, stolen bases coming up big last night. The team staying aggressive on the bases last night. How important is that for this team in this moment trying to take down the Yankees to say, you know what, we are going to be the more aggressive team, and we are just going to leave it all out there, even if we're taking some chances?
It's intimidating, no question. I've talked to players and managers on the opposing teams that face the Royals this season a lot, and they said, man, you know what? It's just a relentless attack. And that's what I remember of the championship teams in 14 and 15. They just continue to pressure. They put the in play. They run. They have speed. Now, you know what? Not everybody runs, but it's just the fact that Garcia gets out there, Junior, Hampson. Look at how about Hampson is stepping up and starting to get some big hits this year right when they need him. But it's intimidating. Good speed pressures defenses. These shortstops and third basemen a long way from first base. So when that ball's hit and it's not hit real hard, that defender comes in and he tightens up a little bit and goes, oh, man, I got to get rid of that ball. So what happens when you pressure? You miss. And he pulls his foot off the base. That's a Royals rally. It's just looking so familiar. But I just love the fact that our guys are not afraid. They're not nervous. They're out there saying, hey, we're going to go all the way this year. And, Pete, why not? Why not win a World Series this year?
I love the enthusiasm. As always, you expect the upbeat attitude from Rex Hudler here on KCMO Talk Radio. So you'll be out there tomorrow, Rex. In the next minute, what are you expecting from Seth Lugo tomorrow?
Oh, you go, we go, Lugo. He knows, and that's exactly what we do. He pitches underneath bats. If he's on his game, he'll be tough, especially if he gets rolling to the first two or three. He's got the potential to go deep, but what's nice is all these off days we're having in between these games. Gives the bullpen a rest. And now Quatrero, he's not afraid to go to the pen if he has to in the fourth inning like he did last night, fifth inning, sixth inning. But Lugo has the chance to eat up at least 6 strong innings. Let's see how he goes, and let's see how the tempo is. And the fangs of the fans, I guess I can hear it right now, just like I did at Arrowhead last night. The fans broke out. The whole 70,000 people were going to go, let's go Royals. They showed the score, just a tremendous night for the great city of Kansas City.
No doubt. And tomorrow is going to be quite a scene out at the K, and Rex Hudler is going to be there. Rex, always appreciate the insight and the great time, and we'd love to talk to you again soon, my friend.
Oh, man, I hope we talk for the next month. It's going to be a beautiful thing, fellas. Hey, Pete, I really appreciate this time. I'm going to be sitting in the stands with all the fans and being a fan like I really am from the booth, but I'm going to have a chance to sit out there and just soak it up and love on the people, and hopefully our guys score first.
Love it. Rex, enjoy the game. We'll talk to you soon.
We will. Thank you.
All right, man of the people, Rex Hudler on KCMO.